Well, the 2018 MLB season is officially over, and it ended with the team that spent the most money winning it all, which means some teams will be inclined to spend a lot of money on some top-end free agents this offseason to try and get better. However, there is a problem with this, so what's going on, everybody? It's Dawson, and today we are going to be discussing something I call the MLB Free Agency Anomaly, and the negative effect it has on teams. So let's go ahead and get started. It happens almost every offseason. Teams will sign players to massive contracts that last over 5 years, and almost every time it works out terribly. When big players hit the free agent market for the first time, they usually do so when they are in the prime of their career. The numbers they produce are very solid, and so is their name value. Name value is something a lot of owners will base free agent signings off of, and are a common reason for these types of contracts. Name value is another way of saying the popularity or marketing potential a player has, and it doesn't have to do much with the long-term on-field production. For example, Bryce Harper is a free agent this offseason, and is he the best player available? But he has the highest name value of any player available. Great marketing potential, and he's not a complete D-bag. Now, this depends on the team, but some owners do have a lot of influence on what free agents they want to sign, sometimes based on name value alone, while other owners just want what is best for the team. And no matter the team, signing that big contract is not what is best for them, ever. December 2015, the Red Sox signed starting pitcher David Price to a 7-year, $217 million contract. This took place 1 year after they decided signing Hanley Ramirez and Pablo Sandoval to massive contracts was a good idea. It wasn't. The Price contract did turn out better than Sandoval and Ramirez, but it is still a terrible contract assuming Price won't keep up the same value into the 2022 season, where he will earn $32 million. But the Red Sox won the World Series, so is it all worth it? Well, no. We can all wait around and depict what would happen if the Red Sox didn't sign David Price and instead got someone else or a multitude of pitchers. That would take a lot of math, and it would still not be able to depict what would actually happen. David Price did have a really good postseason this year, and it certainly helped the Red Sox win the World Series. However, it's not like he was Madison Bumgarner in 2014. He didn't even win Series MVP. And before the postseason even started, the Red Sox were second in teams favored to win the World Series. And that is with the track record of David Price being terrible in the postseason, because he was. The Red Sox are a team that have a lot of tough decisions to make this coming offseason, and the next few to come are Sale will have to be resigned, arbitration for guys like Betts, Bradley, Bogarts, and free agency for Pierce, Eovaldi, Kelly, and Kimbrel. Luckily for the Red Sox, they do have a lot of money to spend, but unless something happens to the market, they will not be able to keep all of their players. And the Price contract is a burden on the Red Sox payroll, and the value is not equal to the on-field production. As I mentioned earlier, when players hit the free agent market for the first time, they are usually in their prime, or at least close to it if they sign an extension with their former club. And it used to be that players would get paid the most on what they have done in their previous years. This is still partly true, but teams are now smart enough to count for regression when they are analyzing a player, especially when they plan to sign that player for longer than 4 years. And even though teams account for all of these factors and they have a ton of analytics to look at, almost every offseason we see it. The big contracts worth over $100 million and longer than 5 years, and these contracts are terrible almost no matter who the player is. Now, there are some very rare cases where a contract is able to even out, but these cases are very rare. When these big contracts do equal or are below the value that the player has produced, it is usually a once-in-a-generation player, not a star that comes around every offseason. And I know people are going to tell me, Dawson, it's a business. Teams want to make money, and that's why they sign bid stars. And I understand that. I get that bid stars draw attendance, just like at the Angels' attendance when Shohei Ohtani is pitching. But you know what else makes teams money? Winning. Take one of the most iconic teams in the entire world, the New York Yankees. Yes, they are from one of the most famous cities in the world, but you know what else they do? Win. And they win all the time. They don't just create buzz because they're New York. I don't care how big a star Bryce Harper is, if he goes to a team that is trash, he won't be selling out stadiums in July. Just like at the Nationals' attendance towards the end of the year, they could barely fill half the stadium. But I know how it's going to go. Somebody is going to throw way too much money at Bryce Harper and Manny Machado this offseason. Fans will be excited, and that's fine. But they will be feeling the effects in a few years when they're paying a guy over $30 million a year to hit 212. Trust me, you guys, I saw it happen to my Giants. The Giants wanted to make a lot of moves that they couldn't because they had to avoid the luxury tax. And the only reason they were close to the luxury tax was because of bad contracts. They had the second highest payroll this season. Also, keep in mind the Giants were only like 4 to 5 games back of the division, even at some later points in the year. So who knows what would have happened if they dodged some of those big contracts. But thank you all for watching. If you enjoyed, be sure to drop a like on the video, and if you're new, subscribe to the channel. Also, I'd like to thank my guys over at Red Zone Cases for sponsoring this video. If you use my code Dawson, you will get 20% off your purchase with Red Zone Cases. Also, you help support the channel and you get a really good phone case as well. I myself am rocking out with my boy Alex Bregman, who, hey, he's an MVP candidate now, but they have plenty of other options. Link to their website will be in the description. Also, let me know in the comments below where you guys think Harper and Machado are going to sign and what their contracts are going to be. I saw that MLB TR was saying that Harper was going to go to the Dodgers for like 14 years or something ridiculous. And on Friday, I'm going to be dropping a sort of announcement type video to let you guys know what I've been working on the past few months. And I know you guys will really enjoy what I have to announce is going to be game changing forever. But thank you all for watching, and I will see you guys in the announcement on Friday.
Now I know I'm better off. Take your lies and put them in a coffin, and release some room for you. You're dead to me, you're dead to me, yeah. You're the lies you told me. It's so clear to see. You were throwing knives, but the past is the past, and I know it is, yeah.
Dead to me, the realest thing you could ever be. I sleep good knowing that I'm never gonna see you again, the super